All right, so the third Terran Trade Authority handbook is Spacewreck, Ghost Ships and Derelicts of Space. Again, written by Stuart Cowley, but unlike the first two, contains dramatic full colour foldouts. All right, this was a book back then which I flicked through an awful lot. Because back then, I mean, you didn't really get collections of painted spacecraft art. You had to resort to your paperbacks, and they are paperback sized, and they've got writing all over them. So this was a new thing to me. I mean, now I've got so many books it's untrue, but these were glorious in their time. A glorious little fix of science fiction technology and hardware. So I've had it a long time, and I want to continue holding it for a long time. So again, this is why I'm looking at it on my lap with a trusty cushion here to save the spine, because the spine's in pretty good nick and I want it to continue. So all right, so let's go then. I think I haven't flicked through this book for a long time. This might be my favorite image, this one here. I like the Cyclopean pilot sat in that. For sure, these a lot of these images in this book were an inspiration for when I rusty up, down spacecraft and vehicles. So here we go then. Let's go. And just looking, yeah, 1979 this came out. So I would have got it 79 or 80, definitely. And let's go. I think I seem to remember what you've got here. Instead of one long narrative, it's incidents of space disasters. All right. Right, and here we go. And yep, victims of space we start off with. And this truly is a product of the 70s, because look at those colours. Colin Hay here, Tony Roberts up here. Fabulous stuff. And then we have, who do we have? Bob Lazell. Sorry, that was upside down. Again, the victims of space, the Epsilon Queen. So it's named after the piece of artwork. That's lovely. I like the sick looking planet. Let me pull back so you can see better. All right. And again, this thing that the other books had from time to time, you have little pieces of artwork which, sweet as they are, they don't really compare to the magnificence of the coloured art. So we've got the wreck of the Jancis Joe. That's a very famous cover. Yeah, Angus Mackay. Now this is the ship that we've already seen, haven't we? We've seen this a couple of times already. Tombs of Crystal. Yeah, Angus Mackay. Yeah, Angus Mackay did that, the one where it's in the starport. That's a lot of crystal there. Again, look at those metallics. I wouldn't dare do a spaceship in fuchsia pink, and certainly not alongside a yellow ship as well. Alan Daniels is the creator of that one. Another crystal bound ship. So you go from the brightness of something like that to the very somber colours of that. And what is this going on here? Robin Hidden is the artist on that one. I like the contrasting colour of the cockpit windows. I think it's Bob Lazell. Yeah. Was it Bob Lazell I said last time? He liked his ochres and his raw sienna and burnt umber and stuff. So he would do brown spacecraft and technology, which you don't expect to see in science fiction illustrations. Beautiful stuff. Is that him again? No, that's Tony Roberts this time. Let's zoom in so you can see some of that detail. Lovely. Ah, I think this is our first Peter Elson. I think, yeah. Somebody on YouTube pointed out, thanks for pointing it out, but very often Peter would put a P and an E initial. This is the first of the foldouts, isn't it? So, yeah, that's Peter Elson. And I've got to really hold this up to get... Now, are you going to behave now? Behave. There we go. No. Stay still, astronaut. Stay. That's better. Right. This is going to have to be a quick shot. No. Stay. Stay, boy. Stay. Right. How am I going to do this? All right. Panning shot, because this astronaut has beat me. Peter, show me your work. Along. Ship. Other astronaut. Fabulous stuff. Right, what were you? Of course, because it's a fold out, we've got a fold out on the other side as well. Very muted colours there. Fred Gambino. I think we've only had him once so far in our encounters. Great smaller craft here. All right, so that's our first fold out. Let's continue. Beautiful work. Tony Roberts again. Love the yellow there. Amazing work. Bob Lazell. That's brave to have the buildings red and the sky red. Not very often we get underwater ones, if that is water. Bob Lazell. Lovely. Children of the Gods now. Bob Lazell. Two completely different colour schemes. Ah, that's a lovely one. Tony Roberts. Peter Elson. Is that Peter Elson? No, Fred Gambino. I do apologise. I do apologise. Very smart. Nice one, Fred. And Fred is responsible for the cover one. Yeah, and everything I've seen so far, this is still my favourite. Is that him as well? Yep. He's got a penchant for clapped out, rusty space wrecks with dead pilots. What we got next? Excuse me. Nice colour combinations there. That's Alan Daniels. Unidentified space wreck, Mars 1. There's an awful lot of text in this one from Stuart. I think this is another, yeah, this is another. Look at that. This is the Warthog. Tony Roberts. 3 pages for that. I've said, I think in the second one of these videos, that, you know, it'd be so nice to get prints and posters so we can display these without having a fold in it. I don't know who this is. There's no artist credited on this one, and no previous page either. So we go to this one, the glorious bumpiness of Peter Elson. Fancy a chocolate bar looking at that. These are great. I love black and red spaceships. Very smart. Here we are with the line drawings again then. Tony Roberts. That's got to be a Peter Elson. It's got to be, hasn't it? No, I take it back. Fred Gambino. That white with that red and that angle and all the little glyphs and decals screams Peter Elson to me, but no. This spaceship in the background is the sort of thing that Martin Bower would carve out of wood, I think. That would be a thing, wouldn't it? Commission Martin Bower to make me a Peter Elson design spacecraft. Oh, what a thing that would be. Bob Lazell, again, brave, having pink alongside blue. That's lovely. Tony Robert, I think that's meant to be Tony Roberts. Amazing sky. Who have we here? Angus Mackay, should have known. Yeah, Angus liked his blue spaceships. Or spacecraft or whatever. You are here. We've got another fold out coming out soon. Yeah, thought so. I remember this from back in the day. Right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. This is what was on the frontispiece at the front. That's curious that they'd chosen this image to be on a 3-page fold out where one of the pages is just sky. And then Fred Gambino on the other side. They're the same vehicles from before. That's, the perspective on that is great. It really does feel like you're looking up into it. All right. What have we got next? See, that would have been better over 3 pages. The image is over the whole of the piece of artwork. Colin Hay. Okay. Fred Gambino. There's a lot of Fred this time and less Peter Elson. Angus Mackay. Not really much of a space wreck, that, is it? Unless it's so wrecked it's blown apart and you can't see it anymore. That's Peter Elson. Oh boy, is that Peter Elson. That's like textbook Peter Elson. Look at that. Look at those designs. Again, this is very Martin Bower. Excellent stuff. Fred Gambino. This is the Fred Gambino book. I think book 2 was the Peter Elson book. Book 3 is the Fred Gambino book. Not far from the end now. Tony Roberts. Look at that. Tony Roberts. Tony Roberts. Look at that. That'd be brilliant as a poster. Peter Elson. No, Tony Roberts. Ah, this might be my favourite. I remember studying this one an awful lot. While I like the spindliness of this, and I like the fact that you've got a black spaceship, I still prefer that one. Yes. And I think that's it. That's it. Oh, lots of spotting. Well, it is old. So there we go. That's book 3 of the Terran Trade Authorities. That's the Spacewreck done. There's only one left now, which is Starliner, which I will come and show in due course. But there you go. Spacewreck is done. Look at that. I fancy scratch peeled in another crashed spacecraft.